Hi everyone, I'm Clem and welcome back to my channel. So today, as you might have guessed with the title, I'm going to do a flip through of both my bullet journal and my reading journal. But first we're going to start with my bullet journal. So my bullet journal is a toga. I'm going to link if you want to buy it in the description box. And the two stickers are coming from Redbubble. This one is a quote from Narnia and this one is just a plant because I love plants. So yeah. So the first page we've got is my title page for 2020. I did something pretty simple because last year I did something and it was freaking ugly. So I wanted something pretty simple and again with plants because my love of plants never ends. So yeah, we've got 2020 and just my bullet journal. And then here we have my goals for 2020. I don't really like this page because I feel like the stars aren't really beautiful and I don't know, I'm not very satisfied with it. So my goals are in French because I'm French, but basically my first one is to get my diploma at the end of the year and to become officially a teacher. And the second one is to grow my channel and to develop it. I have amazing projects for this year, a readathon and a lot of things. And the third one is also to lose weight. And that's why here we have a weight loss tracker. It's not done yet. I started my diet in a way because it's not really a diet. But I'm not sure what shape it's going to take, so I haven't started yet. Maybe I will show it to you, but I don't know, it's something a bit personal, so maybe I will not. But still, this is my weight loss tracker. Next here we have my 2020 overview. So it's basically my calendar for the year. So you have all the month and then I have a key with colors for the events. So in blue you have all the birthdays. In pink it's all the important events that are happening. So you have my theater rehearsals, but also my concert. Here it's the date where I have to give back my final dissertation. In green you have all the bank holidays in France, and in yellow it's my trip. So in February I'm going to London and in April I'm going to Japan. I'm very excited about this one. So yeah, it's really easy. It's the first time I'm doing this spread. And I feel like it allows me to really see what's happening in the year and to plan and to be more aware of what's happening during the year. Next, we have a year in book. So I've drawn 60 books, I think, even though my goal is only to read 55, but I never know. Maybe I'm going to read more. I would love to, but we never know. And so every time I finish a book, I'm going to write down the title. So at the end of the year, all my books will be full with titles and I can see what books I've read and to keep track actually of my reading, even though I have a reading journal. But I really like this spread, so I really wanted to have it in my bullet journal. Here we have a sort of basically it's to see where I'm in my goals, to read 55 books. So every 5 books I've read, I'm going to color in. So at the end of the year, everything will be colored. And now we're arriving to my January spread. So for January, I went with a sort of crystal theme. So for the title page, I've drawn those ends. I took inspiration on Pinterest, but I'm really unhappy that this is not centered. I don't know why I haven't seen before that it wasn't centered, but now it's done and I have to live with it. I mean, to live with it. It's not an horrible thing, but still it could be better. But still, now it's done. And here we have my playlist, and basically it's something my best friend does, and every month she puts the songs she listened to during the month, and I wanted to try it for a few months. Maybe I'm not going to continue. We'll see if it works for me. But I'm already sure that I'm going to put a song by Lizzo that I'm listening on loop. So yeah. In here we have my calendar for January. So once again, it's very bluish and purplish, and it's all the events more in detail of what's happening during the month. And here you have all the movies that are coming out, all the books that are coming out, and all the series that are coming out, because I'd like to know what I want to, like, what are actually coming out during the month and what I'm supposed to be excited for. And here we also have my to buy list, and I used to do that in my phone, but it wasn't very practical, so I decided to put it in my bullet journal, so now I can see what I have to buy, and already this is bought, this also, and I just need to buy this. And yeah. And now here we have my goals for the month. So here are my professional goals. So you see I have to work on my dissertation and do a video for one of my class. And here are my personal goal, and it's like to sell my books and to sell something else. And here I'm also tracking all the books, series and movies I've watched or read during the month, because I like to see throughout the year what I'm watching and what I'm reading, and if I'm watching the same movies or the same kind of movies, those sort of things. And here we have my habit tracker, and this might be my favorite page of my bullet journal so far. So in my habit tracker, I'm tracking the work I have to do for my students, the work I'm doing for my dissertation, the working out, also my skincare. That's really important for me. Also, the care of my pursing, because I'm supposed to clean it every day, but I'm really bad at doing it, but I don't want it to get infected, so I really need to do it. If I'm active on Twitter, and if I read or not. So pretty simple. And now we're arriving to the weekly spread. So this one is pretty simple. I've stole it to a very famous booktuber who's doing journaling. I'm going to link her video down below, and I thought it was really simple to start. I really like it. Next is this one that I saw on Pinterest. I love the tones, I love the blue. I'm not sure I'm liking the writing though, but I'm still trying to learn how to do calligraphy and those sort of things, but I really like the crystal here. Next, we have this one, and this one is really my favorite. I don't know, I saw it on Pinterest, but I really like it. It's really bright and colorful. And here you have a quote from Girls of Paper and Fire, and I love it. Like, this one is my fave. Really, I love it. This one, I'm not very convinced about this one, and I'm not convinced about how it turned out. The writing is awful. Like, this one, I forgot to put an H in Thursday, so it looks like shit. And those crystals aren't my fave. Like, the color scheme is not the best, but now it's done, so I have to be okay with it, I guess. And next we have this one, and this one is really one of my faves also, because I went colorless on this one, and I think it looks so good. I love it so much. Like, I like doing colorful spread, but also I like black and white, because I don't know, it looks more classic and more professional, or more like artsy, I don't know, but I really like this. Okay, so now we're moving on to my reading journal, and this is my first reading journal ever. Like, I tried to do one last year, but it wasn't very conclusive, so I'm going to try and really do one this year. So this one is not a toga, but it's a Leuchtturm 1917 in yellow, obviously. At first it was supposed to be my bullet journal, but actually the pages are thinner in this one, so it was better for me to do my bullet journal in the toga and not in this one, because like of the colors and the pencils and everything. So I decorated with 3 stickers, again from Redbubble. This one is inspired by a quote from Hamilton: "There's a million books I haven't read, but just you wait." We also have a dinosaur with books, because I love both books and dinosaurs, so it was like pretty sure that I was going to have a dinosaur on my reading journal. And here we have a quote from Pride and Prejudice, which is one of my favorite books, and it also matches the color, so I really like it. It really looks really nice. So the first page of this is pretty similar, is actually similar to the one in my bullet journal, so you see it's the same, but instead of putting bullet journal, there is reading journal. The first real page of this journal is my 10 favorite books of 2019. I wanted to start my bullet journal with this because I wanted to be able to look back at my favorite books of 2019 and maybe to see if I, at the end of 2020, if I read similar books, if I loved similar books, or maybe authors, because here we have to Mary Lou, and I'm going to read a lot of Mary Lou this year, so maybe we're still going to have some Mary Lou, or like just to be able to like do a comparison between 2019 and 2020. Next, we have my reading challenge for 2020. So my goal is to read, as I always told you, but is to read 55 books. So I've drawn 55 squares, every time I finish a book, I'm going to cross it. So like at the end of the year, normally everything should be crossed. And on the next page, you have my challenge for this year. I did a video about my challenge and my goals for 2020. I'm going to link it here or here if you want to know more in depth what I plan on doing. So one of my challenge is to read my own books. So at the beginning of the year, I had 64 books. I'm going to put at the end of the year how many I have and so how many I've read. I also want to read classics, and I would like to read at least 5. So I'm going to say at the end of the year if I've achieved it and how many I've read. I also want to finish my unfinished series. So at the beginning of the year, I had 12. Still, I'm going to put at the end of the year how many I have and how many I've read. And the last challenge is to to listen to one audiobook per month. So every month I'm going to track what audiobook I've listened to. And in January, I listened to The Last of August by Brittany Cavallaro. And it's going to be the same for every month. Here we have my first challenge of the year, and it's actually a year-long readathon, and it's called Start on Your Shelves, and it's a readathon where you have to read and to tackle all the unread books on your shelves. I just published a video on this on Wednesday, so I'm going to put it here or down below if you want to know. And here are the list of the 10 books I really, really want to read this year. So yeah, I'm going maybe to cross it every time I read it or something else. But I really like this page because I like these little things and the stamps. I don't know, I really like it. Here we have the Pop Sugar Challenge, and every year Pop Sugar release a reading challenge, and there's a lot of prompts, but there were so many, I just picked 12 or 11. So I have to read a book published in 2020, a book that won an award in 2019, the first book you touch with your eyes closed, a book with only words on the cover, a book published in March because it's my birthday, a book involving or about social media, a book set in a city that hosted the Olympics, a Bildungsroman, and basically it's a coming-of-age story, a book with a map, a book by a woman of color, and a book meant to read in 2019. So every time I will put the books I've read for this challenge, and yeah, we'll see at the end of the year if I manage to do it. Here we have my TBR jar, and once again, if you've seen my goals for 2020, you know that I have this sort of game for my TBR, and basically with the books I'm reading, I'm going to earn a certain amount of points, or I'm going to lose some points. So for example, if I read an oldies, I'm going to earn 30. If I win a readathon, 100. If I read my book club a book, it's going to be 15. If I read a sequel, 10. If I finish a series, 20. And if I complete my TBR, it's 40. But I'm going to lose points, 5 points if I reread a book or if I start a new series. I'm not sure how it's going to look inside the jar, and I'm not really sure how it's going to work throughout the year, but maybe I'm going to like earn prizes or stuff like that. I'm not sure. We'll see. It might become clearer throughout the year or it might not. We'll see. And here we have this page that I stole from Rachel Mary. And it's basically all the series I need to finish. So here you have the 12 series in the middle of, and the dark circles represent the books I've read, and the light one, the one I still need to read. And I'm going to color the circle every time I read a book. Like, it's pretty simple. I like it. It's a good way for me to track actually where am I in a series, so I can see like what series I need to prioritize or not. Here is a double page where I'm going to put all my favorite quotes. It's really hard for me sometimes to find favorite quotes because I don't know, like sometimes I don't care. But there are some things that I really like, and I'm going to put them here, so it will look beautiful. And actually, it's a pretty simple page. Here we have one of my favorite pages, and it's my 2020 releases. So I've put all the releases I'm expecting in the year, so January, February, March. Yeah, I don't know, it's really good for me to have this because it used to be in my phone once again, and it was not clear, it wasn't organized, so I never knew what book was coming out. But here, I know if I have to save money, because for instance, in May, a lot of things are coming out, and I want to buy all of them. Like, for instance, there is the new Hunger Games, but also the new Elizabeth Acevedo, and a lot of things that I really want to buy. In March also, so many good books are coming out. Like, so it was really going to help me to save money and to plan ahead as what book I'm going to buy. And here we have my monthly wrap-up overview. So every month I will put how many books I've read during the month and what is my favorite book. I thought it was really funny and easy for me to do that. Like, so it will allow me to have a clear view of what I'm reading and how much, and my fave maybe for my 2020 top books. It will be easier because I will have my fave books, and there's a lot of changes that my favorite books will be those ones. I mean, I'm pretty sure. And I decided to do this page also because I already bought a lot of books in January. So here I'm going to track all the new books I'm buying, and I will be able to see like what I bought and what books like I'm not supposed to read. Like, I'm supposed to prioritize other books than those ones. But like, yeah, I just wanted to see how many books I will buy during the year and how frequently, like, just to keep track of it. And now we're coming out to my January spread. So I did something pretty simple because I was in lack of inspiration. So maybe it's going to evolve in something more beautiful, because right now I'm not very happy with it, but it's like that. Like, I can do better, I know it. And here we have all my videos for January. I wanted to put it in here also because it will be easier to track. I'm going to put every time when it's filmed, edited, and published. Like, I can see what I need to film, what I need to edit, because in order for me to publish 2 videos per week, I need to be organized, and this is going to help me. This month, I'm also participating in the Swift-tathon, and it's about the album Lover by Taylor Swift. I also did a video about this, so if you want to go check it out, I'm going to link it here or here as usual. But basically, the creator took all the songs in Lover and she created prompts for it, and you have to read a book. I mean, you know how readathon works, so yeah. And here we have my first reviews of the year. So here we have the reviews for Last Man Volume 3 and Last Man Volume 4, and for The Last of August by Brittany Cavallero. I did something pretty simple, and I'm sure it's going to evolve throughout the year. But to start, I wanted to do simple, because the real challenge for me is to write a review and to write down my thoughts and to organize them, because I really want my videos to be better and to have more content. So this is really what I'm working on right now, and after we'll see how it will look. That was it for my flip through. I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, but also to like this video. Tell me in the comments down below if you have ideas for me, like things I could improve, or if you want to know some stuff. I would love to answer your questions. And anyway, I will see you next time.